Team Jackson, what's happening? You know, I was looking through the comments section of one of my old Q&A posts from a couple of months back, and I saw one of y'all comments that I missed. It was a question asking me, what does it mean whenever a guy says that you're too good for me, whenever he's telling you that? And I'm just going to assume that you're not speaking in context of you catching him cheating, right? Because in those moments, every dude has something endearing and sweet to say that will make for a nice 90s R&B song or Lifetime movie moment. Like, I'm just going to assume you're not talking about that, but rather like in the first couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, you guys are getting to know each other and he says, you're too good for me, or I don't deserve you, or you're a good girl, something along those lines. To be honest with you, I respect those types of brothers. I really do. I salute those guys because they're not trying to tear you down. They're not calling you bougie, trying to get you to lower your standards. Essentially, a man is calling a spade a spade. You come with a whole lot more than what he was ready for initially, and in his mind, he's not good enough. But even though I don't think guys in that situation are being disingenuous or they're trying to run game, I do believe that as a woman, if you misinterpret what that really means, you're going to end up running game on yourself, like a lot of women do. Because he's being humble, he's being honorable, and what that equates to in a lot of women's mind is a guy that's so high quality that he deserves to remain in her space. She wants to keep on doing whatever they're doing because it's not a whole lot of guys like that. But what that in turn does is keeps the doors to your heart open. And of course, he's going to come into your heart prematurely, and in with him is going to come a nice breeze of bullshit. The same as if it was one of the other guys. Like, these dudes that do know your worth, but they flex like they have everything it takes to afford what you bring to the table, all the value that you bring to the table. We're going to just call them scammers, for lack of a better term. They come in your life and they buying shit they ain't got no business buying, they ain't got no money to buy, but by the time that you realize he's a scammer and you try to repossess your heart, it ain't even in the same condition that you found it. It ain't even in the same condition that you gave it to him. It's the same thing with a guy who's all nice, he's all humble, he's being vulnerable and open and honest with you. It's the same thing, he's going to do the exact same damage. Not because he's a bad guy, but because he's not ready. Like when you go to a hair salon, you got that woman that's been doing hair 15, 20 years, and for 15 to 20 years, she's been fucking people's hair up. And you've been seeing her, so you don't go sit in her chair. And then in comes a new woman. She may have all these credentials from another hair salon, but you can tell she's never dealt with hair like yours. She's never dealt with hair textures like yours. And y'all know what I'm talking about. So you don't go sit in her chair, do you? Why is that? Because the end result is going to be the exact same. You're going to be left unhappy, and she's going to fuck up your hair as well. Not because she's bad at what she does, but because she's not ready for what you come with. You should treat a guy who says, you're too good for me, the exact same way. Unless he follows it with something like, you know what, you're too good for me right now, but I'm going to step up to the plate. I'm going to answer the bell. I'm going to do what it takes to keep you happy. I'm going to become the man that's good enough for you. And you've seen enough from his actions to know that he's going to honor that commitment. Like, that's the only exception. Other than that, thank him for applying for the position and also for not lying on his resume, but pass on his application so you can fill that position with somebody who is qualified on down the road. So, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Holler at y'all later. Peace.